I'm Margalea Warner, and this is My Brave. 3 things that I'd like people to know about are that I work full-time as a secretary. I practice Tai Chi every day, and I live with mental illness. Stories are powerful. They're powerful for the person telling them, and they're powerful for the person listening. I think stories change lives. I've had surprisingly little stigma. I have had uncomfortable, awkward moments. I remember one time I was seen in a clinic and the nurse said, "Do you work at all, dear?" And it was a surprise to her that I could have mental illness and still be a full-time employee. I wish that they would see me as a person first before they see my illness. I wish they would understand that recovery is possible, but that symptoms can linger, and I'm doing everything I can to stay well. I'm taking my medicine, I'm seeing my therapist, but there's still going to be those hurting times when I'm more likely to hear voices or have stress. And when people understand that, like any other illness, that I might have a day or two that might not be the best. Stigma makes you feel like you're a lesser person because of it. Stigma feels like people aren't listening to me when I tell my story. Stigma makes me feel ashamed, and shame is a very powerful and painful emotion for me. I think it is for most people. Stigma sometimes tempts me to give up, but loving acceptance is what keeps me going. I have friends that are like family, and a lot of that family is from the disability community. People who know what I'm talking about from the inside. When I'm isolated, I don't have anyone to help me challenge distorted thinking, and so I may do self-destructive things. I may sleep too much, eat too much, not keep up my healthy behaviors. And in the reverse, when I'm around community, the disability community and the community of my workplace and of Iowa City Coralville in general, when I'm engaged with my friends and with the community, I'm more likely to keep up my healthy habits. I'm more likely to challenge distorted thinking, and I can really experience joy. That doesn't mean that there aren't also times when I do need to be away from people to have some stress release, and that's when I do Tai Chi and when I do yoga, or I sit and write. I do a lot of journal writing, but that's choosing to have time alone is not the same as isolating when you're hurting and blocking people out. There is hope for recovery. It's a day-to-day journey. It does get better if you can tough it out. And don't be afraid to ask for help. And don't be afraid to stand up for yourself. Don't be afraid of anything except the power of negative thoughts and stigma.